Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to install a power meter on my bike and then I'm going to do a 20 minutes FTP test. If you like this video, please press the like button, put a comment on the video and subscribe the channel. Generally there are three options of power meters. The one is installed in rear hub, but I didn't want to buy that because I may want to use that also in a fat bike. The easiest option when you want to switch the power meter between bikes would be pedal power meter, but I have heard that they may not last if they hit the stones on the technical tracks, so I didn't want that model either. The third option is to install the power meter on cranks or in chainring. I decided to choose the chainring option because it's more durable and there are some possibilities to switch them between this bike and my fat bike. I ended to Power 2 Max product and I chose the one-sided option because that was the best solution for race face cranks. I have here all the tools that I think that I'm going to need in this operation. I have an hex wrench set and I have a puller and a wrench for that, and I have a special tool for the cinch and wrench for that. Let's see how the installation goes. There seems to be a problem with the chain and the chainring. I have inserted that this chainring should work with 12-speed chain, but it doesn't look like that. I'm going to put some lube on it and check if it helps. Okay, the installation looked a little bit too good to be true, and as we saw there was some problems. Found out that the offset of the chainring was wrong, and I did put some spacers between the chainring and the power meter. In fact, we needed one more tool, which was this torque wrench, and I needed to put the chinch in 40 Newton meters and the crank was 54 Newton meters, and now they are all okay. I have also paired my watch with this power meter, and as we can see, I can see the cadence on the display. So the next phase is to do the FTP test. FTP is a cycling metric that stands for a functional threshold power. It estimates the highest average power you can sustain for 1 hour, measured in watts. In cycling, the FTP is measure of fitness and it estimates the amount of work you can sustain for long durations. In modern target-oriented cycling training, the heart rate will be almost forgotten and the training is based on power zones. The FTP is used to determine the power zones. Now I'm going to do the 20 minutes FTP test. The power meter will measure my power output during the test, and the result of average power will be multiplied by 0.95, and so we will get the FTP. First I will warm up and then I'm going to ride 20 minutes as fast as possible, and after the test I will do light pedaling for some time to speed up the recovery. I chose this local running track as a testing site because it's flat and safe. Before the test I will tell you something about my experiences of power meter. I installed the power meter in spring and now I have ridden with it about 2 months. I use clipless pedals and it means that I can produce power also when I'm pulling the pedal up. At least with my riding skills I have noticed that there is a significant difference in power output when I also pull the pedal up. Before the power meter I always forgot to pull the pedal up. One big advantage on power meter is that following the power output I have learned also to pull the pedal up. Actually I did already one FTP test about 1 month ago. The result was 243 watts, which is not very good considering the time that I have spent on cycling in recent years. Anyway, I got the result and the training zones, and I have utilized them in my exercises. Now it's time to do the second FTP test, and it's very interesting to see if the FTP has increased. That was quite a hard exercise. I felt exhausted already in 10 minutes. When I compared afterwards the statistics of this FTP test and the first test, I noticed that my heart rate increased over the anaerobic threshold in about 7 minutes, which did not happen on the first test. The average power levels of the first 7 minutes was 274 watts in second test, when it was 264 watts in the first test. So I guess I took the beginning of the test too hard. So probably that was the reason for exhaust feeling in 10 minutes, and I guess that it affected also in the rest of the test. Maybe this wasn't a good day for training like this. The result of the FTP test was 244, which is only 1 watt better than in the earlier test. maybe I need to follow my training program a little bit more accurate. I have planned to maintain a single track on the ice in the winter with this tracklet which is presented in this playlist, and I have also planned to move the power meter on my fat bike, and maybe I'm going to do an FTP test on the ice in the winter. If you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, please press the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please use the comment feature below the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and see you on the upcoming videos. Bye!